Okay, gang. A bit of an update on changing this gear shift knuckle and linkage, and some of the tools I used and the tools I bodged up to actually drive out these expansion or drive pins, whatever they call them. So this is the old linkage. As you can hear and see, there's just no rubber in there, and these ones are just about gone. So I bought the new one, which is great. It was only 26 bucks Aussie dollars. They've got those polyurethane or whatever they are joints, so I whacked a bit of anti-seize on it, and then I went to drive this or slide this into where it comes out. There's a slot. This is like basically, hang on, so there's a shaft runs in here, and then your expansion pins get driven in through there, and that locks that pin into there, and then you bolt this to your gear linkage. Anyway, so what's happened is I've gone to drive this in, and it wouldn't go any further than edge of the round here. So I had a good look inside, and I don't know whether you can see that, but when they pressed the holes, they didn't think about the little bit of burr that forms on either side. So now I've got to get the I've got some files there. I'm going to get some files. I'll file that off, and it should slide straight on then, and I'll put that back in. But that's just a bit of a heads up. If you're buying cheap ones, or even if you're buying genuine, just have a good look inside, make sure that that burr's been knocked down, or that there is no burr in there, otherwise you ain't going to get it in there. It's because you can't drive it with a hammer because there's no room to put one in there. So yeah, best to file it down. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, back to these drive pins. Now the smaller one, because I don't have proper drive pin or expansion pin tools, what I did with this one is I used a small tent peg, which was the perfect diameter to drive that one through out of the center of this one. And when it came to this one, I had hang on, I had this bit of steel here, but it was a little bit too thick, so I got it on the bench grinder and just ground it down enough so that it was the right diameter for this fella. And because of the if you've seen all the videos of these replacing these things, you'll know that it's a bit pokey to get into there and trying to tap a hammer through, so you need a bit of length. So what I did is I got me little, I think this is the 8mm. Hang on. Yeah, the 8mm quarter drive socket and the extension, and that slipped into here. Like so, and gave it a fairly firm thing so I could line up on the pin and drive the pin out through, like out through there. And yeah, so that's how I got those two out. The big one's the hardest one to get out. It's a pain in the butt. The bolt, of course, 12mm bolt that goes through. 12mm bolt goes in there, as you know. That hooks up to the gear shaft itself, and then that goes in through there. Anyway, you all know that. So yeah, so that's a bit of a heads up about that that thing within here. Make sure you have a good look in there and clean them burrs out before you put it in. Don't do what I did and get in there and realise you can't put it in there. All right, gang. Bye. You all have fun now.